What is up, fine people? Good morning. Welcome to Packers Daily here on Cheesehead TV, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. What is going on? Hope you all had a great weekend, a stress free football Sunday. So nice to just be able to sit back, watch some football, know that the Packers have already won. You don't have to worry about anything. Pretty phenomenal. The Packers winning on Saturday night, 24-16, in an affair that saw them get out to a 21-3 lead and then pretty much coast the rest of the way. Good work from the defense in the red zone overall. And the offense did what it needed to do to get a stranglehold on the game early, and then clearly had their issues in the second half. But we've heard from Aaron Rodgers, we've heard from Matt LaFleur, and now we want to hear from you fine folks. Good morning to everybody in the comments. Good to see each and every one of you. NJ Packer, thank you for the super sticker. That's very nice of you. Oh, look at all these fine. Janelle, good morning. Carry the G. How are you? Uh, Win out or just beat the Bears 1 seed. That is correct. The Packers really, Sunday night's game, in effect, doesn't really matter because if they beat the Bears, they are the number 1 seed, regardless of anything that happens on Sunday night. However, the easiest path and the best thing you want to do is keep winning, keep playing good football, hit the ground running when you get to the playoffs. And obviously, beating the Titans goes a long way to getting them where they want to be. Josh, thanks to the super chat. Nags, Saturday night games are really hard on my liver. That being said, I would love more of them. They're tough. Sunday was tough. There's no doubt about it. But I hear you there, buddy. Thanks to everybody who joined us on the watch party. That was a lot of fun. We had some crazy numbers, but it was great to hang out with you all and watch the Packers take control of the NFC. At least the Packers didn't lay an egg like the Rams. Robbie, it's interesting to watch the reactions yesterday. You know, all sorts of different games that were, in the balance, so to speak, and or real outright shockers. That's why, man, you shouldn't be complaining about a 24-16 victory. A win is a win in the NFL. That is all that matters. The Packers may not always be the prettiest. They may drive you insane, but they're winning. They're in first place. They have the chance to be the number 1 seed. It's all good stuff coming out of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Brandy, need some coffee. Be right back. Here, you can have some mine. Oh. Pogs, what's up, man? Good morning. Love the Jets game. Glad to see them still fighting. Lenny, I totally agree. It's interesting, of course, all the online dialogue and discussion is about the tanking for Trevor Lawrence, etc. I think they can win big with Sam Darnold. I really do. I think they just got to put a better team around him. But hey, we'll see what happens. It's still a couple games to go between them and Jacksonville. We'll see who ends up with the first overall pick. But yeah, I'm with you. It was great to see them still fighting. And it was kind of funny to watch all the folks who had tried to push the narrative of, ooh, the Rams are going to be a real problem for the Packers. Really? They can't beat the winless Jets. And that's, obviously, this is what I'm talking about when I say it is a week to week league. And that's what Matt LaFleur talks about when he says you got to go 1-0 every week. You can't overlook anybody in the NFL. Justin, thanks for the super chat. Barnes needs to be inside linebacker 1 going forward. Well, they gave him the communication helmet this past week on Saturday night, and that's a big step in that direction. No question about it. Nathan, thanks for the super chat. Frank Gore carries the G. Hashtag Euchre season. I love Frank Gore. He's one of my favorite players ever in the history of the league. It's amazing that he's still playing. Sly, I didn't get to see the game. Was the end of the game a little worrisome? I didn't think so. No, they won. I mean, you can worry if you want. I don't know what good it's going to do you. But no, that's not worrisome. The Packers definitely had some issues converting on third downs as the game went on, an area where they've been excellent up until this point. Uh, they couldn't block the Panthers up front for whatever reason, all sorts of issues. And, Matt did say they caught him a little bit by surprise, some of the games and stunts that they ran. Um, but they also did a good job in coverage. And I think Aaron just wasn't forcing anything downfield once it was 21-3. He's not going to take chances. I think a lot of that is situational football. Um, there were definitely a couple coverage sacks in there. So it's nothing I would ever be worried about. I think, like I said, they took control of the game and it was never really in doubt. Uh, man, oh man, our linebacker group finally got some potential. What do you think about Barnes and Martin? I mean, we've been saying here for a couple weeks now that that needs to be the majority of the snaps needs to go to that duo. The less Kirksey, the better. Nice run by A.J. Dillon. Yeah, Rob, it was a great run. Wish we could have got more of him toting the rock there. But for whatever reason, after Jamal Williams got hurt, it was the Aaron Jones show almost exclusively. Justin, thanks to the super chat. Certainly not trying to criticize him or anything, but Matt LaFleur's struggles sticking with what's working is fascinating to me. Does he overthink it? See, you can't just lay it on LaFleur. He even mentioned, as he should, when we talked with him yesterday, there were a number of run calls there down that stretch when they were kind of stubbing their toe, where Aaron decides to throw it out to Devontae for it ends up being for no gain, etc. So it's not always on the head coach. The same thing happened under McCarthy. Everyone killed McCarthy for the quote unquote the play calling, but Aaron Rodgers has as much, if not more, control than any quarterback over that aspect of the game. Which is why I think he responded the way he did when I asked him if they got caught trying to go for the kill shot up 21-3. I asked him after the game if that was the case, and he had a real long pause in answering that question because, he's in control at the line of scrimmage. So I understand what you're saying, and it's not to absolve Matt in any way, shape, or form because he does drive the bus. He is the head coach. But Aaron Rodgers has a big time hand in that as well. AJ Dillon is like my good plates, always on the shelf. Brandy, I love it. You always bring your A game. So impressive. Mitchell, these are the kind of super chats I like. Chris fucking Barnes. Hey, what more needs to be said? Thanks, Mitchell. Brett, thanks to it's not a super chat. Should they have returned the kickoff with 2:04 left to prevent from being able to use the 2-minute warning? I would have. Yes, 1,000%. Most Madden players will tell you that. We saw, I think it was the Chiefs or the Saints yesterday had a very similar situation. 100%. Yes, always bring it out. And I know, well, ball security, etc. Yeah, hang on to the football. Make the return so they can't utilize the 2-minute timeout, the 2-minute warning. 100%. My Czech liver light is on. Popeye's beef. What's up, buddy? Josh, thanks for the super sticker. Generous of you. Thank you. What am I getting for Christmas? Robin, I ain't getting nothing for Christmas. Spending every penny I have on my girls. NJ Packer, thanks for the super sticker. How to stop Henry? There it is. I was wondering how long it would take. Felipe, can't believe we're 7 minutes 46 seconds into this chat before I got my first Derrick Henry question. Look, he's a load. There's no doubt about it. You saw him abusing Detroit Lions defensive backs yesterday, and the Packers will undoubtedly have their work cut out for them. However, I do think if they stack the box, have some solid run fits, some timely run blitzes, man up on those guys outside, yes, they are dangerous, but the Packers have the secondary to match up. Will Tannehill and company be able to take advantage at times? I have no question. However, if there is an aspect of this game you need to focus on, it is obviously Henry and the running game. And if there's a coach in the building that knows this better than anybody, it's Matt LaFleur, having been there 2 years ago as their offensive coordinator. So, yeah, there's no question. Henry is a load, and he will be a problem, undoubtedly. The Packers have the ability to at least mitigate the damage. We'll see if they're up to the task. Oh, NJ, what's up? Acquired the taste for you and Corey. That's unfortunate. Packer fans since a child watching the Ice Bowl suffered the 70s and 80s. Share your positive perspective as Packers fans and appreciate your knowledge of the Packers. NJ, that is very, very kind of you. Thank you very much. Yeah, the older fans, we have a bit of a perspective. I had somebody in my mentions during the game who admitted they've only ever known Favre and Rodgers and said that I was too negative. I was too negative. Come on now. Come on. Will Kevin King feel the wrath / hand of Henry? I think everyone's going to feel the wrath of Henry at some point on Sunday night. Paul, thanks for the super chat. Hey, Nags, love Cheesehead TV. Which of the NFC potential playoff teams do you feel are a bad matchup for the Packers? Just the Packers. They can beat anybody in the NFC. No question about it. If they play their game and it's clean, they don't turn the ball over, they should win any one of them. I'm sorry. I know everybody wants to say, "Oh, this team's a bad matchup," or "Oh, they're going to struggle against that team." I don't think they struggle against anybody, especially in Lambeau. I'm praying Tampa has to come up to Lambeau so they can whoop Tom Brady's ass. Sorry, I'm sorry. I just don't see it. If the Packers play their game, play it clean, don't turn the ball over, they're going to win. Now they get to the Super Bowl and they have to play somebody, maybe the Chiefs. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, there's nobody in the NFC that scares me whatsoever. Sorry. What is this? Thanks for the super chat. What is 12 drinking out of the Gatorade bottle? I think Gatorade? Plot twist, the weapon takes down Henry. All right, relax. We don't want him to get hurt. Mary, good morning. Thanks for the lovely message. Go Pack Go. Moises, it's Pedialyte. Oh, I think he has talked about that before, actually. You're right. It is some kind of Pedialyte. Nags, if Santa could bring you one Packers player from any era in their prime to come into this team and improve it for the playoffs, who would you want? Sterling Sharp. Put him outside alongside Devontae Adams, and it's a wrap. Stanley, thanks for the super chat. Do you think Matt LaFleur knows the offensive scheme for the Titans? I mean, I don't think it's very similar to what he was running when he was there. I think he'll know the personnel really well. But as far as the actual scheme, it's pretty different. I actually, wait, what does that say? I actually thought the Rams could be a big threat to the Packers, but then they played the Jets. I mean, they still could be. That's the thing. Again, week to week. It's how you play that Sunday or that Saturday or that Thursday or whenever, that Monday night. It's how you play in that 3-hour span. You know, the matchups are important. There's no question about it. And I don't mean to be dismissive of them. But if the Packers play their game against anybody, they should win. Was really impressed by the defense this week. Do you think it is their best outing this year? All the pass breakups, chef's kiss. I mean, that was the most active their secondary has been. There's no question about it. I think they did a really good job of just driving on the ball and reacting rather than worrying about the reception if they missed. You know, I think we've seen that a lot the first part of the year. Um, whether it was Sullivan on the perimeter there, Amos, Savage, etc. You saw a bunch of guys with some really nice pass breakups, and of course Jair, who we're very used to. But yeah, if they're ball hawking like that, they're going to be real tough for folks. Now, let's not get it twisted. It's not like the Panthers have a explosive, dynamic, troublesome offense. You know, that's a team the Packers should be able to dominate. But yes, it's one of their most complete efforts on the season. There's no question about that. Aaron Jones continues to make El Paso proud. 915, baby. Jay, he is an absolute gem. No question about it. John Runyon get the start? That's a good question, Joey. I would think he'd be in the mix. We'll see what happens on Wednesday when they hit the practice field. You know, given what Matt said yesterday about some of the stunts and games up front that gave them trouble, I would doubt it simply because I think they'll look at it through the lens of maybe our communication wasn't as good as it needed to be, but the guys themselves were all right one on one. We'll see. I don't know. That is definitely something to keep an eye on, though. Donald, am I the only one who saw Rodgers miss multiple open receivers because he was focused on Adams, who was double covered all night? I think he needs to trust other people. I guess, Donald. I mean, if he's the first read, he's the first read. And I think part of the problem yeah, he's the first read, and then maybe he comes off of it, and then there's a guy in his lap, at least on Saturday night. And then let's turn that around. How many drop passes were there by guys other than Devontae Adams? And Devontae had one too, but you know, there were multiple times that Rodgers went to other guys and they dropped the ball. You know, it's never as clear cut as it's this one thing. 100% not the case. Michael, hear me out here. Instead of a Pro Bowl this year, all willing participants partake in a global guts challenge complete with a agro. Yeah, let's pitch it to the NFL. Let's see what else we got here. Preston, thanks for the super chat. J.K. Scott at nose tackle. I'm going to go with sure. Yeah, why not? Stanley. Oh, we got that one already. Got that one. James, you said I missed one, but I don't see it. Overshadow, thanks to the super chat. We obviously will not need to worry about any of our defensive backs going high on Henry. Dive team. Ugh. Why you got to talk so much truth this early in the morning? They won't resign King. He's making too many mistakes, and I think Jones' new agent gets a deal done. I agree with the first part. Not so sure about that second part. NFL will do everything in its power to get a Brady Rodgers playoff matchup. All right. Are you one of those it's all rigged fix things? Come on now. Packers need a big man up front like good old 93. Tim, I anxiously await the arrival of Anthony Rush, who they picked up off waivers like 3 weeks ago and haven't played pretty much at all. Maybe they're saving him for the Henry game. Why don't we play 6 linemen when we are struggling to protect 12? They do a little bit of it, Robbie, but that's just not the offense. They're still going to run their scheme. And look, there's a lot of pride out there. Some may say some hubris. They're going to want to run their stuff. They're going to want to try and push the ball downfield. And like I said, I think Rodgers with a 21-3 lead was never going to put the ball in jeopardy. He's not going to try and push it downfield. He's got to get this ball out quickly in rhythm. And they do that. It really doesn't matter how many guys you have up front. But, they're never going to make it wholesale kind of switch like that. Rush played 1 snap. I know. I want more snaps. Lots more snaps. Unculture, thanks to the super chat. Victory Monday and number 1 seed. I'm okay with that. It's all right. I'll hang out with it. It's good. Could be worse. State Farm Super Bowl. It's a possibility. Like the video, people. Look at Bo out here doing the work for me. Yes, please hit like, hit subscribe. Who is in charge of tackling? What's up with the shoulder dives instead of wrapping up? Man, it's been that way for years. I don't even know anymore who's in charge because it's all the same. I got to think they draft with the idea of shoulder dudes. And, I asked LaFleur earlier this year about, tackling drills, and I was laughed at. But here they are, week 15, still grabbing it, guys, still not wrapping up. It's fucking embarrassing is what it is. Big Cheese, thanks to the super chat. Was the biggest reason for a lack of big pass plays the Carolina defense or bad route running or a combination of both? Thoughts? They were up 21-3. There was no reason to push the ball downfield. I saw people, I think it was Paul Noonan had this chart. It was like, oh, look at what Drew Lock did last week against the Panthers defense. And look what Aaron Rodgers did. And it was a heat map of all the throws, and all Aaron's throws were really short and all Drew Lock's were deep, and he had touchdowns for deep. Yeah, that's how Carolina scored. The Packers scored 21 points like that with all those short throws. And then Carolina sat back and then played up as soon as he made the throw. And Aaron had no reason to push the ball downfield. People just, there's no context to that. Situational football is what it's all about. There was zero reason to go deep once it was 21-3. None. Carry the G. Gilbert, thanks for the super chat. The way that Rodgers threw that pass to Allen, I knew he wasn't catching it. Way too much power. It should have been more like that throw to Cook, Super Bowl champs. Wow, we can quibble about how Aaron throws the ball, but come on. Lazard's got to catch that. There was heat on it, sure. I mean, Lazard's caught those before. He's caught plenty of them. There's zero way that's Rodgers' fault. None. Brody, thanks to the super chat. 10 is more scared of 12 than Green Bay is of Henry. Well stated. Should get a rugby defensive coach in to teach tackling. You Yanks have gotten no idea. Well, John, it depends on the Yank, doesn't it? My liver was punished since they only played 1 quarter. They played. Stop, you guys. You're so. Oh my goodness. Jamal injury serious. It doesn't sound like it. The initial reporting from NFL Network, or no, I'm sorry, it was from Tom Silverstein this week, indicated that it should not be serious, and there's a good chance that he plays Sunday night against the Titans. Our defense should be chasing chickens for missing tackles. Now, Robbie, there's a drill I can get behind. Cameron, thanks for the super chat. I love Kevin King, but man, the inconsistency is killing me. I mean, it is who he is, right? He's going to get picked on more than anybody else because they're never going to go at Jair. They're always going to go at Kevin King. And so he has a lot to work on because he gets a lot of work. But yeah, they can win a lot of games with him. They have. They will continue to. But yeah, inconsistent is the watchword. No question about it. Heat on the ball. Favre is laughing. Andrew, I didn't want to bring that up, but yes, correct. Andrew, thanks for the super chat. Missed my super chat. Here's some more coin. Andrew, people keep saying I'm missing super chats and I don't see them. Kids. I got Brady. I got Carry the G. I got Big Cheese. I got Uncultured. That's it, man. I don't see it. Sorry, kids. A Kenny Clark pick six in the NFL championship game. Felipe, now you're talking my language. I like it. How about the batted passes by the defense? Did pretty good, I thought. Matthew, yeah, the defense played one of their best games of the year, no question about it, especially in the red zone, which is an area where they have really struggled in comparison to 2019. If they can continue that type of play in the red zone, they can go places, no doubt about it. Martin should be told just get Henry. I mean, we all wish it was that easy, Robin. No doubt about it. All right, guys, I'm going to have to get going. I can't thank you enough for hanging out, talking some Packers on this Victory Monday. I'll be talking to Andy Herman later today for Let's Talk Football. Make sure you check that out. Patreon members, check the Patreon page. The happy hour will be tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern. If you haven't joined us yet on Patreon, please consider giving us $5 a month on our Patreon page. It helps support everything we do, and we always have a ton of fun each and every week on the Cheesehead TV Zoom happy hour. But if you can't join us on Patreon, totally understand. Please, the biggest thing you can do to support Cheesehead TV is hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, tell your family. Cheesehead TV, we are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. Go Pack Go.